dovish comments coming out then from one of the ECB members talking about considering a rate cut if inflation falls below 3%. So that's come out accompanying the pretty dismal inflation results out of the Eurozone. We've got that harmonized index of consumer prices for the Eurozone already below 3% at 2.9%. So he's looking at a rate cut for some point in 2024. And that is in stark contrast really to the Federal Reserve. So we're seeing some support coming through in the US dollar and so on. So a nice spike up, and we're going to be looking for how the market reacts to that a little bit later in the session. I've already posted a watch list that covers the majority of the currencies. But as usual, let me know what you want me to look at, and I'll happily go through any pairs that you want me to live. So let me know if anyone wants to add anything in here. But the watch list has already been posted for you. There's a video that's been posted in the chat room. So take your time and have a look through there. If you can find your pair of interest, there'll be some analysis on it. And then shortly, I'll be looking at the indexes as we approach the Wall Street Open. Dollar yen. Let's have a look at dollar yen. I can't remember where I've categorized that one. Any other pairs, guys, you want me to look at? For some reason, I can't see there. It must be down there. There it is. 3 sessions. Yeah, so in the video that you might notice, I was talking about wanting this pair to come up, and I'm looking to get short of it if it does. We've got Bank of Japan risk, and to keep note of that, I talked about it being in a day 2 continuation, but it's a sell high on week 3. So if we look to the weekly chart, the computer's being slowed down immensely by this recording. But we've come up into a supply area. We've got Bank of Japan risk, and I'm looking for a correction. At the moment, it's a continuation trade to the upside, but I'm looking high in the session for prospects of a scalp to the downside. And I'm not just going to get in on the market because it's high up. I want to see a breakdown of the current trend. And if not, just letting it go, let it run. But if we get that breakdown, then I'm looking for shorts later on in the day. Dollar CAD, you're welcome, Bruster. Dollar CAD, obviously this dollar's pumping through at the moment. Trying to get my computer to work. Dollar CAD, I don't know why it's so sticky. Got it as a first red day, so looking for shorts. So let's pull this out here. So yesterday, after this strong move up, we actually closed lower than Friday's close. Okay, so I'm looking for shorts. We've got to pump up into this trend line, and I'm just going to monitor this over the course of the day and see if we don't get any volume that's getting trapped on the test of these highs for the short, in line with what could be a correction to the downside. We could be stacking up for a correction of this bullish run. Euro dollar. Euro dollar, I'm looking for a continuation of the bullish trend. Hard to find that playing out in such an environment where we've got bearish data out of the Eurozone economy and dovish commentary from central bankers talking about rate cuts in 2024. But I'm just ignoring the noise and I'm looking at what sets up. I'm not going to allow noise in the market to get in the way of my trading and my setups. So we are in a week 2 continuation trade to the upside. As you can see, we've come into what could be a supporting area on the charts as per this area here where prices were agreed, and then we had this displacement moving up. So we've come into that zone and we've started to correct on a weekly chart. We've started to correct and we're starting to break structure on the upside on the daily chart. So I'm looking for the price to continue up. Okay, so we've had a correction on the day as the dollar strengthens up, but that's not to say that we won't get an opportunity to go long later on in the day, depending on how things shape up for the rest of the day. So we're now coming into yesterday's highs. Perhaps they'll serve as a support area in line with the trend line, and we'll get an opportunity to go long for the dump pump for the rest of the day. No screen. Let's have a look. Let me repost the screen, share screen, and there we are. Right, you should be able to see that screen now. So we're talking about, I'll keep it short and sweet, euro dollar pump, dump, looking for the pump in line with the correctiveness in a supply zone, what do you call it, demand zone on the charts. Okay, so on the weekly chart, we've come into a demand zone area. We've started to correct, and I'm just putting myself in line with that correction. That's all I'm doing here on the daily chart. No screen still. You still can't see the screen. No, I don't use a bot. Could someone let me know if you can see the screen, or can none of you see the screen? Okay. Okay, great, you can see it. So that's the thesis that we've pumped up. We're dumping into the short, into the longs. Perhaps we'll settle down at the highs of yesterday. No idea, but that's the thesis. And I'm looking for this to settle down for a move up later in the day. Remember, we've got the Fed tomorrow, so maybe we're not going to see much ahead of the Fed. Okay, so I think we'll just keep that short and sweet. We're now coming up to a very busy period. We've got the Wall Street Open coming up. I'm just have a quick glance at the commodities and the indexes, and I will do a video on that, and it should be ready in the next 10 minutes, just ahead of the Wall Street Open. So maybe we'll get some late day opportunities. Those that haven't been trading in this move on the dollar, I'm not going to advise, but I would advocate not trying to chase the move and just letting this play out. If it wants to continue without us, that's fine. There's plenty more trading days left in the week. But if we do start to see some consolidation of this move, then we can look at the prospects for a reversal of the dollar going long, the euro, the pound, the indexes, gold. Well, gold is actually probably trading in tandem with the dollar, I should imagine. And we'll just see how we get on. All right. So unless there are any further poignant questions that I can answer immediately, give me a second and I'll move into the indices and I'll post a video on that. All right, guys. So I'm wrapping up here and see you shortly. Thanks for being here.